Hello, welcome to the Spanish Football Podcast YouTube channel. I'm Phil Kitromilides with Sydney Lowe.
Hello.
Hello, Dr. Sid. Friday night, we've got a game involving Real Sociedad and Real Valladolid. Real Sociedad at home, very strong, coming off the back of a 3-0 win against Valencia, home win.
Yes. Is that what we're saying? Yes, isn't it?
Yeah, clearly it should be a pretty comfortable home win. We like watching Real Sociedad.
We do.
You should like watching them as well, so enjoy that Friday night. Yeah. Saturday, you've got Eibar against Levante. Levante coming off the back of their big win against Real Madrid last weekend. Eibar in desperate need of some points.
That's what I was about to ask you. At what point do you think Eibar panic, or do you think they've already reached that point?
No, I think they're starting to panic. They're just 2 points above the relegation zone.
And their runs recently have been awful. You feel like they're good enough, well organised enough, all those kind of things. They're clear enough in their identity that they should get out of it. But there is always a team that gets dragged into it, and right now they look like the most likely. Yeah,
they've been properly dragged into the relegation zone. You've got Valencia against Real Betis. After that, Valencia on a poor run of form, were really damaging defeat against Real Sociedad. Previous to that, they had that 4-1 thrash against Atalanta in the Champions League as well. They've got all sorts of injury problems.
They've got basically no defence at the moment, have they? They've got Gabriel and Garay out, Mangala got injured the other day. Danny Parejo after the game, I thought, made a very, very pointed remark, having lost in the Champions League, saying, we need to be self-critical, and that means all of us, not just the players. It means the whole club, and you can contrast what he's saying now to what he said last year when he kept saying, I believe in this team, we're going to come through it, and there's a huge amount of pessimism. There's a big structural problem there. There's a lot of very good players absent, and doesn't look good for Valencia.
Then we've got Leganes against Alaves at Butarque. Leganes, who desperately need to start picking up points. They are 5 points from safety as Sid.
Super Pepino.
It's Super Pepino's tiny little brother.
It's embryonic Super Pepino.
it's a very mini Gherkin. Big game for Leganes. They need to start picking up points, particularly at home against an Alaves side who are 8 points above the relegation. So they lose on Saturday. They could get dragged in as well.
Yeah, I think Alaves are in that position now where I think they're probably only 2 or 3 wins away from saying, okay, that's it, it's done, but they're not quite there yet. I think they believe that they'll be safe. I think they believe that it'll be relatively comfortable, but they're not quite there. As for Leganes, emotionally, I think this is really important as well, because obviously they know they're in for a fight. They know that they're not very likely to survive. I think losing at Celta in the way that they lost, in 1-0, but in a game where they had more chances when they were playing against 10 men, I think that hit them very hard. And I think the response at home is going to be important, because, as I say, they know they're going to be in a fight. But that's the question: will they fight now to the end? Now, with a manager like Aguirre, you would think so, but they've had so much damage done to them, and it's sad to say, but I just don't see them surviving now.
Let's see. The final game on Saturday is Granada against Celta. Celta have got 7 points from their last 9. Granada, who had their first away win since, God knows, last weekend. I think it was 8 matches they'd lost consecutively on the road. They're back at home. They're really strong at home, Granada, as well.
They are really strong at home. The thing is, they play the Copa del Rey semi-final the following week. And so I would anticipate a lot of rotation.
Then on Sunday, you've got Sevilla against Osasuna at the Estadio Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan.
You've got to think home win, haven't you, in this?
You would think also Athletic Club against Villarreal home win, but Athletic Club haven't won in 10 games.
It's baffling, isn't it? And I think it's been hidden by the fact that they're in a Copa del Rey semi-final. It feels like, that the focus has gone to there. We know about, and we've said this all year, even when they were playing well, we know about the flaws that they've got, the slight lack of creativity. If it's not Munain, there isn't a huge amount of creativeness, unless, of course, you can release Iñaki Williams into space and have him running at people. I like Yuri as well as an attacking left back, but they don't really have that creativity. I think that they do have a shortness of squad that means that they're having to play the same players again and again.
Yeah.
I think the fact that they're focusing as well on that
Copa del
Rey semi-final, I think this looks more like an away win than a home win, doesn't it?
We'll see on Sunday, Sydney.
We will.
And then after that, you've got bottom club Espanyol against Atletico Madrid. Espanyol, who of course have been playing better. They've spent a lot of money. They've changed managers, and they're still bottom, 5 points from safety.
And Abelardo said last week, didn't he? He said that we need to change this. We need to sort this out. And he said he made a remark that suggested that he thinks some players are not giving everything, or he thinks that there's a kind of a lack of attitude in the squad, and he talked about them needing to fight and show that they want to survive, but it doesn't look good for them. I still look at them though and think this is a team that should have enough, or at least should have enough to give themselves a chance at the very least.
Obviously, Getafe will have been in action in the Europa League against Ajax in Amsterdam on Thursday night.
Yeah, and that is likely to have an impact. And it was very interesting actually listening to Ernesto Valverde, of all people, in Bilbao a couple of weeks ago, and he was asked about the impact that the Champions League has on you, and he made the point that actually I think the impact that the Europa League has on teams is greater. And so far Getafe have overcome that. So far Getafe have not really struggled as a result of it, although they were beaten by Sevilla immediately after having played so brilliantly against Ajax. So it could well have an impact. I think what they've done is brilliant. They don't rotate a huge amount except in the forward line, and so I'm less certain about Getafe's victory in this game than I would be under normal circumstances.
And then the final game on Sunday is Real Madrid against Barcelona. So that's it for the... you want to talk about Real Madrid against Barcelona?
One thing's for sure, I do not want to predict this. Because people always, you know what I do? Do what we always do. Should we do what we always do?
2-2.
2-2.
Yeah, it is a Clasico that's going to be very interesting. Neither side in particularly good form. Both sides coming off the back of relatively disappointing Champions League results in midweek, although Real Madrid much more than Barcelona.
Is this where we draw a line on the pavement here? Can be the start line, we'll draw a finish line over there, me and you run. After all, as Jorge Valdano said, this was a race of cripples.
Yes, I'm not sure you can say that word.
I think how do you translate to cough then?
Maybe lame duck.
But isn't lame worse than cripple?
Oh, I don't know. You've said it again. Maybe we should stop saying that. Anyway,
what would you call it then?
Two people who are in very good shape. And it's true, two teams who are not in particularly good shape, although it's first and second in the table. The pressure, I guess, is on Real Madrid to go out and win it.
Yeah, because I suppose if this was a draw, Barcelona will be happy with that. I think Barcelona will try and maintain possession, try and keep the ball, maybe not necessarily have the urgency to go and seek a goal. I don't know what's going to happen. 2-2. Let's say 2-2. It's always 2-2.
All right, there we go. It's always 2-2 according to Sid Lowe. That's
actually true. Disclaimer.
Our predictions for Matchday 26 of La Liga. We'll be back on Monday with the usual podcast, which is out wherever you get your podcasts.